Dear students, we are going to see how to use the calculator to deal with all exercises related to functions. So if I'm looking at this kind of exercise, I switch on my calculator, I go to the graph app, this one, not the next one, which is dynamic graph, which is not something that we're going to use, so just graph. I enter. Here I make sure that the type of graph is y is equal to something. If necessary, I can click on this button to change the kind of graph and go back to y equal, which is the one I need. To enter this function, 2x squared plus 5x is minus 2, so I'm going to do 2. The x is with this button. You would have a display which is more user-friendly on your calculators because they are newer, plus 5x minus 2, forgot my x. Here you can click on draw. If you're not so happy with how it's being displayed right now, you have several ways to go about it. First would be shift zoom and you choose auto zoom, so that would be one option. Another one would be shift the window, and here you click on standard, which is going to get you to go from -10 to 10 for the x's and -10 to 10 for the y's. So let's do this, as you can see. Okay, let's draw it again. And if you're still not that happy, you can move up, down, right, left. Or you can manually say, you know what, I would like to go from this to that. So let's change the x's. It seems that I'm going from -1, -2, -3, -4. Basically, all the action is taking place between -4 and 2. So let's switch that in shift the window, -4, 2. Scale is the number of graduation that you want. So we want not really the number, how spaced you would like them to be. So I would like them to be every one. If I'm going to from -2 to 2, -4 to 2, that's going to be 6 graduation, which is fairly good. And there we go. So as you can see, just for you to see that, if I were to change the scale here to put like every 5, we are going to see what it looks like. So now exit, draw. As you can see, this is -5, -10, 5, 10, and I go from, and I know that this one on the x's is every one, so that's -1, -2, -3, -4, and 1 and 2. So that's the best I can get. Okay, now if you go to Shift Gsolve, you have plenty of options here. Root will give you the zeros of the function. So if you go to root, that will be your first one. So it tells you that y is equal to 0 when you have for this value of x. And using the arrow, you can go to the second one, and it tells you that y is also equal to 0 for this value of x. Let's continue. Maximum, not found because I don't have a maximum here. So let's go back to it. Gsolve again. The minimum, yes, it is found. Let me just change a bit the view so that we can actually see it. There we go. It tells me that the minimum is attained for x when x is equal to -1.25, and that's the value of the minimum. Other options that we have, the y-intercept right here. So it gives me my y-intercept, which is perfect for the. So the roots was question B, the y-intercept question C, as you can see it here. Intersection would be useful if I had a second function. I'm going to do that in a minute. Here I can calculate a y given an x. So let's say that I would like to know what's the value of the function when x is equal to -1. Let's do that, and it tells me that's -5. Other way around, again, let's go back to Gsolve. I could calculate here, as you can see, I would like to know when the function is equal to 5. So I would like to calculate the x's related to the fact that x is equal to 5. So that would be 1 here, as you can see, y is equal to 5. when x is equal to minus 3.5, and if I use the arrow, I can go to the other one. The function is also equal to 5 when x is equal to 1. Now, if I go back and where to put a second function, let's say minus 2x plus 5. Let's do this. Draw. As you can see, I have now two functions, and they clearly intersect here. So shift gsolve intersect, and it will give me the coordinates, the x and the y coordinates for the intersection. And with all of this, I have all the information that I need to sketch the function in the graph below. I can use the, let me exit, let me deselect this one. So I deselect this one, this way it won't be drawn. I'm just going to have the first one, and I can use the gsolve menu to calculate as many y values as I want. So how much is it when x is equal to 0? That's the y-intercept. So that's the first point that I could put here, 0 and minus 2. Then again, gsolve again, how much is the function worth when x, what's the y when x is equal to 1? So it's equal to 5, so I could put 1 and 5 here, etc. And I could place all the necessary points here to make sure that I can sketch the graph of the function.